Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Raw Politics. It is my hope that you're fine wherever you are. I'm also okay. The much-awaited PG between Kenya Kwanza and ODM happened yesterday in Karen. And I must say it was a full house. Save for the few characters who were anyway expected to skip the event. The event was wonderful. The president and the former prime minister spoke to the members of parliament. Among the top agenda was to review the 10-point agenda, that is bringing ODM and UDA together, and also to talk to the members of parliament on issues of accountability and the war on corruption. In fact, in my opinion, it was a wonderful meeting, even though MPs booed both the president and the former prime minister when they talked about NDCDF, and also when they talked about the extortion that is going on in parliament. That was expected anyway, because this was now exposing the honorable members to be dishonorable. But that's beside the point. Of the people who are missing, one was very conspicuous, and that is none other than Edwin Sifuna. Why? Because Edwin Sifuna still is the Secretary General of ODM, and that was a PG. And in PGs, the Secretary Generals must attend. And Sifuna did not attend deliberately. Of course, you know Sifuna disagrees with his party's decision to work with William Ruto. And he had made it very clear that should that proceed, should there be a deliberate move to endorse Ruto as now having joined PGCTC, he will not be party to it. In this video, I would share with you what I think is the best political move for Edwin Sifuna, the best political decision Sifuna should make moving forward. What I'm going to share, like I've said, are my views and what I would have done if I was in Sifuna's position. I could be right or I could be wrong. You be the judge. But if you like this subject, I'm urging you to continue watching. And also, if you're finding value in this video already, give it a like and share it with friends. Also, if you are watching this channel for the first time or you are a regular viewer but is yet to subscribe, just take a second and hit the subscribe button so that you are notified whenever we produce videos of this nature. Ladies and gentlemen, I still insist that the best political move, if Edwin Sifuna cares about remaining politically relevant or progressing his political career, I am persuaded beyond reasonable doubt that his best political move is to toe the line because of two things. Edwin Sifuna does not have a constituency of his own. In politics, if you don't have a constituency of your own, it means you are depending on someone's good graces. Yes. Without Raila Odinga, Edwin Sifuna is nobody. He doesn't have a constituency of his own. This is also the first time Edwin Sifuna was elected into office. Whatever position he holds in ODM is appointed. He was not elected by the people. There is no day ODM went into elections and ended up with Sifuna so that he has the mandate of the people. He is there courtesy of Raila Odinga. So he is both the Secretary General of the party because of Raila Odinga, and the people who voted for him as senator did not vote for Edwin Sifuna because of their love for him. They voted for him because he was endorsed by Raila Odinga. That is why I'm saying if you are in politics and you know that you are in that position courtesy of another person, then toe the line. The only time you are supposed to rebel is if you already have a constituency of your own. I believe to date, ladies and gentlemen, that Edwin Sifuna does not have a constituency of his own. Trying to hang on the so-called Gen Zs is just a fallacy, because the so-called Gen Zs, like I told you, are just the political youth wing of DCP or Rigathi Gachagua or the Kikuyus. And you cannot hang on that as a constituency to help you win election. Why? I told you, because they rarely register to vote. And when they register to vote, they barely turn out to vote. And when they turn out to vote, the so-called Gen Zs do vote along tribal line. And I don't see how that favors Edwin Sifuna. So Edwin Sifuna's best political move is to toe the line, do whatever Raila tells him to do, and advance his career. There are many people who have done that and have advanced their careers, like Junet and others. But now that we are here, Sifuna has not listened to that. He's not going to toe the line. He's now openly rebelling with Raila Odinga. What should Sifuna do? Should he remain until he's fired, or should Edwin Sifuna just resign? I'll look at the advantages and disadvantages of both. If Edwin Sifuna remains and waits to be fired, here is the advantage. He gets more sympathy from the audience he's struggling to please. He is going the Muturi way, where you have disagreed with the president, you want out, but you don't want to resign. You want to be fired so that you get sympathy. That you are fired because you are against bad policy or bad moves. It gets you more sympathy from the audience you are trying to entertain. Edwin Sifuna is trying to entertain the opposition audience, mostly from Mount Kenya. If ODM was to fire him, maybe through violence, like Magarer was ejected from office, then it will give him it will add sympathy to him. If whether this sympathy will translate into votes, that we wait to see. But one of the advantages of waiting to be fired is that it will bring him the sympathy, maybe the love, the acceptance that he needs from the Mount Kenya voters. The disadvantage of waiting to be fired is that ODM might decide to waste your time and fire you too late. Yes, ODM can just continue operating without firing Sifuna. They will just ignore him. The way Ruto worked with Muturi. He just ignores his noise until one time he's doing some replacement in the cabinet and he says, Muturi, go home. Okay? And it's not even dramatic. You just find that you've been replaced. So you just conclude, I've been fired. But it is not like William Ruto is going to read a speech and saying, Muturi, you've been fired. ODM can do the same to Sifuna. And in my opinion, that is what they have been doing. They have just been making him look very irrelevant, because you would go to the media, say this is the position of ODM. I have spoken with Raila about this. I am not a madman to come and tell you things that I have not discussed with the party. Yet, the party would make him read exact opposite. So they can frustrate him, they can humiliate him. The party can decide. The disadvantage of waiting is that the party can decide to just put you there. You are the SG. If you like to attend meetings, attend. If you don't like to attend, that is up to you. But the party will be doing exactly what you said you don't want. And so that will make you look so weak, so irrelevant. Eventually, even when they remove you, you will not be adding value to the audience that you are trying to please. So two things. If he waits to be fired, it may get him sympathy from the Mount Kenya voters, especially Kikuyus. And if he waits, it might be too late. It might be too late that by the time he's removed, he is so irrelevant to speak about. Now let's go to resigning. What is the advantage of that? We are in 2025. So that gives Sifuna at least 2 years to strategize, maybe form a new party or join an existing one. He might even be lucky to be made the SG. So if he resigns today, he has an opportunity to reorganize himself, because he still has more than 2 years before election. Resigning now gives him that ample time to reorganize himself. But resigning has one disadvantage. It might not get him the sympathy that he needs. People might say this is a quitter. He couldn't handle the task we gave him, because Edwin Sifuna's task is simple. I shared with you in a video. Edwin Sifuna speaks for the likes of Rigathi Gachagua, and his role is simple. make sure that you rock ODM from within. Make sure that William Ruto and Raila Odinga do not trust each other. Make outrageous claims and then assign them to Raila Odinga and say that you're speaking in your capacity as the party secretary general, so that you rock the boat from within. So if he resigns today, then these people will feel like this guy could not even do his work. We wanted him there to rock the boat from within, and he's already left the kitchen because it is too hot. He can't cook. So resign, get time to reorganize yourself. Okay, that's the advantage. The disadvantage, you may not get the sympathy that you expected from Mount Kenya and the Kikuyu in particular, which will affect whether they will vote for you or not. Between those two, if you asked me, if I was Sifuna, what would I do? I take you back to what I said initially, that my position is, if I was Edwin Sifuna today, I would repent, toe the line, do what Orengo did. Repent, toe the line, survive politically. There is the difference between ideal politics and real politics. Ideal is how things are supposed to be. This other one is how things are. And how things are in Kenya is that there are only 4 politicians in Kenya who have a constituency of their own intact. And one of them is Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga, nobody should lie to you. That man has majority of Luos and the people of Coast under lock and key. Majority. You have William Ruto. The Kalenjin nation and most of these pastoralists are under lock and key. They support William Ruto. That is his constituency. You have Kalonzo Musyoka. That man, whatever name you want to call him, however much you want to dismiss him, the man controls Kamba vote. Majority of them believe in Kalonzo Musyoka. Whether Ngilu is there, whether Mutua is there, the majority still believe in Kalonzo Musyoka. And another person who has a constituency of his own is Moses Masika Wetangula, the leader of Ford Kenya. That man has serious support in Bungoma. If he's with you in Bungoma, you get Bungoma. Go and check voting pattern since 2013. You will find that Moses Wetangula has a serious sway in Bungoma. Now, that is the reality. Meaning, if you want to win something in Bungoma, you must be aligned to Moses Wetangula. The same thing for Sifuna, in my opinion, is where he is, courtesy of Raila Odinga, whether it is the SG position or the Senate position. Those who voted for him are not his constituents. They voted for him because of their love for Raila Odinga. My position would be that you repent, you go back to Raila, you do what Orengo did. Just change your mind, because politicians have one way of excusing their flip-flop. They say only a fool does not change their mind. And so Sifuna can say that and go back and support Ruto and get whatever position and retain his Senate seat. I think that is a good deal for him. But if, let's say, that is something he won't do and he has to choose between being fired or resigning, I would go with he resigns if he cares about his politics. The best option would be repent. By repenting means just make about turn, go back to Raila Odinga, do what he tells you. But if he can't do that and he has to choose between waiting to be ejected out of office violently or resigning now, I would go with resign now, because it gives him time to prepare himself. Whether he's not going to get the sympathy, he can do something with the remaining time. Waiting to be fired, you might wait. You might end up waiting until 2027 June is when they fire you or they kick you out of office. In the meantime, you will be so irrelevant that nobody will even recognize you. And by the way, you won't be having the moral authority to speak on behalf of ODM, yet you are the Secretary General. That makes you very relevant. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my opinion. I think that Sifuna, if he can't toe the line, the best thing that he can do for himself and his political future is to resign. What do you think? Do you think he should stay in, attempt to rock the boat from within, or should he resign, or go with the best idea, just toe the line? What do you think? I want to hear from you. If you found value in the video, like I said, like it and share it with friends. Otherwise, in case you're wondering who Edwin Sifuna has been speaking for all this while, watch this video.